So you want to get the most out of LinkedIn. You're running a recruiting business. You know, LinkedIn can be a gold mine for you, but it's very saturated. LinkedIn's always making changes. Hey, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can leverage LinkedIn moving forward with all the changes that they've made. Everything I'm about to show with you is exactly how I'm helping my clients pivot and shift with all the changes that LinkedIn is always making. And even with all the changes that they've made, there's a lot of things that we could have been doing for the last few years that will really change the impact of how people see you and engage with you on LinkedIn. Having a profile on LinkedIn is not enough. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. We're rolling out videos like this every single week, exclusively for the staffing and recruiting industry, and hit that bell in the corner, and it'll notify you when my videos go live every Monday and Thursday. Now, what I'm about to share with you, like I said, is really coming from proven strategies that I've helped my clients like Ben Bonnell, Renee Fry, Katie Kelly, Leslie Boudreau, and the list goes on, really leverage LinkedIn to grow their recruiting business. The first thing you want to focus on is changing your profile. What I mean by this is, your profile, traditionally what we're thinking is that our profile is a way for us to have a resume. Okay. If you're not actively hunting for your job, you want to switch that profile into almost like a sales page, a way that you can present yourself into your market and let your market know how exactly you can impact them. And some of the key areas that you would want to, address is first and foremost, making sure you have a killer cover photo or killer headshot, have a good cover photo and be creative here. This one right here, the cover photo is not that big of a deal, so don't worry about that, but it certainly won't kill you to have it. But making sure you have a good headline. Headline is really good here. And most people here would be like, oh, CEO of XYZ recruiting firm. That doesn't tell anybody in your market what you do. This headline right here is a great way to just very clearly state how you help the market and how that benefits them. Okay, so make sure that you're tweaking that headline to really hit home with the core market. Some of the other things is making sure that your about section. If you read my about section, you can see that it tells a little bit about me and my journey, but it's more about how I can actually help and impact the market. So that's the first thing you want to do. Obviously, there's other sections in your profile. Making sure that you have, your experience dialed in there, any skills and endorsements, making sure that you have your recommendations. If you don't have recommendations, you should be actively asking for them simply by clicking that button right there. Okay. Recommendations are huge because it's a way for people to ultimately vet you out and just people that are looking to do business with you. So it's good to have that. The other thing is pretty cool that they just rolled out is a featured section. So you can take your best content and feature that right here. So when people see your profile, they can see exactly, again, what it is that you do and how you can help them. So that's the first shift, is changing your LinkedIn profile from a resume to more of a page of how you can help your market. The next thing you want to really focus on is you want to be proactively growing your network every single day. Okay. And this isn't really a big mind-boggling revelation here, but it really should be a part of your game plan. And the reason why is because when somebody joins your network, you can actually send them a series of messages. You don't have to rely on in-mails. And I know recruiters love LinkedIn Recruiter because it allows you to send in-mails and allows you to send some things in bulk. But the problem is if they don't respond, you're kind of stuck. And so what I've found to be effective, what my clients have found to be more effective than actually using LinkedIn Recruiter, is connecting with people and then sending them a direct message to their inbox. So you want to be looking for ways to grow your network, including doing outreach and then also creating content. And that kind of leads me into number 3, which is creating content. If you're not creating content on LinkedIn yet, it's not too late, but it's time for you to get started on that journey. Of all the users on the platform, there's still a very, very small percentage that are actually creating content. And so you have an excellent opportunity to capture your audience's attention here. So if you think about it, if we're basically connecting with people every single day, what I want to be able to do is now serve my audience and my network and my market with value. And I want to be able to connect with them through value. Getting into a habit of creating content and showing up on LinkedIn regularly, I recommend every day, at least Monday through Friday. Sometimes you can justify doing it multiple times a day. Now, it's not to go on there and do a bunch of feel-good things like that. That kind of content will get you some engagement stuff, but really it's about talking to your market, educating them on their pains, their problems, why they're going through some of the struggles that they're going through, what some of the opportunities are out there, sharing your successes, sharing your wins, being a positive influence will really impact the way people look at you. And so if you look at my, some of my content, I have a Relevant Recruiter show. It's a podcast I host, so I promote it on here on LinkedIn. I'm running a workshop. Can promote my workshop on LinkedIn. I share quotes from recent guests on my podcast. Okay. And, there's just a lot of different ways that you can ultimately leverage LinkedIn through polls and things like that. So content's got to be a big part of your strategy as you move forward. The next thing you'd want to be able to do is really look at engaging with other people's content. Okay. And this kind of falls still in that same bucket. If you're not ready to get started on your own content journey, go to some of your key prospects, whether clients or candidates, see if they've posted anything, and just simply start to engage on their content. That'll put you right on their radar, and it's a great way for them to, be more receptive to your outreach and be more receptive to what you got going on. That's going to be something that could be, again, helpful to them. The other thing you really want to look at is groups. Okay, LinkedIn groups is going to be a big thing. Has been a big thing for a while. Kind of dried off, and I'm not even or dropped off, but I'm not even talking about the groups for the group's sake. I'm going to show you a little secret here. So if you click on that little button, it'll show you what groups you're a part of. Once you join groups, the powerful thing that being connected to other people in the groups does, it allows you basically to go through, once you see all your members of this group, you can go through and it allows you to message everybody. So this person's not connected with me, the third person connection, and I can send them a direct message. It's not going to cost me an email. It's not going to cost me any credits that way. So that's the power of joining groups, is that you can connect with prospects, whether they're clients or candidates. Especially if you're looking for a specific candidate, you're out of InMails or you don't want to use InMails, find out what groups they're in and go engage with them through the messaging box by being connected in the same group. So that's the next one. The other way you really want to start looking at leveraging LinkedIn is, what are the outside tools that you could be using? And getting off of LinkedIn and using these tools that will scrape data, something I highly recommend. LinkedIn stopped giving the data away a couple of years ago. There's plenty of workaround tools there. I will tell you to be very, very careful. The tool that I use is called snove.io. There's tons of them out there. There's Hunter, there's Seamless, Interstellar. There's a lot of different tools that will scrape your data from LinkedIn and be able to get that data into a different email campaign. So those are the 5 ways that you can really leverage LinkedIn. First one, make sure you turn your profile into more of a sales profile and less of a resume. Second one, proactively grow your network. Third one, engage or create your own content and then engage with other people's content if you're not there yet. And then the fourth one is looking at using outside or leveraging the groups so that you can send people messages. And then the fifth one is using outside tools like Snovio to scrape data. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like or a comment. I'd be curious, what are the best ways that you found to leverage LinkedIn? Drop that in the comments below there. And if you're not a part of our Facebook community, we are talking about all things like LinkedIn marketing, Facebook marketing, video marketing, anything that has to do with sourcing and recruiting and lead generation, business development for the staffing and recruiting industry. We're having great conversations. We're interviewing experts in there. So there's a link to the Facebook community below if you want to join that. But this is Donnie Gupton. We'll see you in the next video.